Hello, I'm T-Rex. This is not Motivation Podcast. You can call me T-Prescription if you want. We're about to call Chris Presafundant, and we're going to have a little conversation. So here we go.
Hello, citizen. How are you?
Howdy, howdy. What's going on?
Same old, I guess. How about you? You've had a hectic day. I know I'm not like, in a small talk, but like I am kind of interested, like, especially that things are going well. It'll be a bummer if things weren't for you, so.
Well, I feel like my life goes in spurts. It has a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and sometimes there's nothing to do, and I'm just so bored that I keep myself busy with projects, and then there's times where people need me to do things, and I don't know, like I get volunteered to do stuff all the time because I'm normally not doing anything, but they don't realize how actually busy I am. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you got like this list of things to do in your head, and not everyone is aware of that. So they're like, well, he seems to be doing nothing and have nothing on his mind, so let's just like ask him.
Right, and I normally don't mind. It's not a big deal, especially when it comes to like family and shit. It just, a lot of people don't realize how much stuff I got going on because they're not really involved.
Yeah. And if you got to leave like early, man, like I don't even know if I could do the usual full session today. I'm in a good mood. I've been having my bad moments and good moments. Lately, I've been kind of just trying to, maintain some positivity and whatnot, and trying to look at the bright side of the situation that I find myself in because I protested a sex club like twice. So.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's, you said something about, you texted me some stuff. I don't really want to get it wrong, so.
I get, like, the short intro here would be, like, I attended this sex club, just a class at the sex club, like, on BDSM, and I didn't really need it, and I wanted to go out, get out of the house, because I have this toxic neighbor, anyway, and it wasn't the best day of mine, and, my mind is all mushy. I didn't realize how mushy it was until I got my CPAP machine, to be, very blunt about it. I was way, like, mentally handicapped at, like, the beginning of October, which is when I attended this class. And I didn't start using the CPAP machine, I think, until, like, the 12th or the 13th of October, so, like, almost halfway through the month. And it's made, like, the biggest difference in my life. Like, I cannot stress this enough. It's, like, the most positive, the best thing that I've ever done, to just have access to my mind and my thoughts, and to be able to somewhat convey it. I do struggle at times, but I struggle less. I forget things, but I forget things less.
Right.
And I struggle less to recall things, so it's just overall better. And anyway, so they took something that I said, like, way out of context, banned me from the club, say I make fun of sexual assault victims. And no, like, recourse or clearing the air or anything, just, like, you're banned. I felt upset about this, so I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to protest you. And then I'm just doing my protest. I show up and I leave, and it's all peaceful. I just kind of listen to music. I sit there and bounce like a good little boy. And the second one, I kind of danced a little bit, but it's hard because the road is on an angle, and it's, even if it's like a 15-degree angle, it's still, a 15, 20-degree angle, something like that. It is still not optimal for, like, dancing.
Right.
You need to have, like, a somewhat flat surface. Or at least that's what I'm used to. Maybe there's people that grew up on hills that could, like, dance on hills and shit, and, but...
I know this guy from San Francisco.
Yeah. He's like, he grew up on the hill, man, and he could do all these, break dance on that, 30-degree hill, man, and it's like, yeah, I can't. I need to have a somewhat flat surface. But then I get issued a restraining order, and it's just full of a bunch of lies, man. Like, straight up. Like, I broke down every single lie in very vicious detail. and I couldn't even read most of it because this fucking asshole has like chicken scratch writing. So for most of the time before this court date that I went to on the 6th, which was yesterday, today being the 7th of December, because this is probably going to get released way, into the future. So I break it down, and I feel pretty confident about it. I went to court yesterday, and man, I'm really bummed out because I ate 2 cups of beans the night before because I wanted to give this asshole my really I'm really upset at you look while farting at him in court. And I know.
I immediately
and my
saw
body
that
had done failed me. Yeah.
You're too damn regular.
My body had done failed me.
Yep.
What was that?
I said you're too damn regular. Damn it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and hey, I think it's because I rinsed the juice off. So I got this upcoming mediation, man, and I'm going to drink all that juice on Wednesday night into Thursday, and hopefully my body won't fail me with farts then.
Most people are the opposite. I'm not eating any garlic. I'm not eating any beans. I'm not eating any of this. You know how people are. And then,
well, I mean, I had
like,
some
fuck
chicken
that. I'm
and
gonna
sweet
make
potatoes
this
with
fucking pain for these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I just try to be creative is all, it's like how I lash out, but I think it's legit and perfectly legal and everything. Like, I'm going to give you my upset look while I'm farting, and
I can't blame you for a split second, not at all.
Yeah, so, but and when I was at court, supposedly, I was sweating about all these people, quite honestly, I mean, if they think they're telling the truth, then come on in. But I'm pretty sure they're all going to be perjuring themselves when they come to court and lie on this asshole's behalf. So when I blogged that I'm going to react with a defamation suit. And at court, he's threatening witnesses, Your Honor. But I don't have any followers on my little FetLife thing. I don't have any friends on there. And my Twitter, I don't really, I have some followers, but I'm not following anyone.
Well, you can make threats of I'm going to sue you. You just can't make threats of I'm going to beat you up and then sue you or something like that. You can't make physical threats of violence or I'm going to kill your family.
Well, he's trying really hard to throw me in.
You can be like, well, you guys are fucking me over, so yeah. You can defend yourself. That's what they're doing. They're trying to make it so you feel like you can't defend yourself.
Yeah. It was total intimidation. Like he's saying they're intimidated, but he's doing this shit to me. You're fucking filed a restraining order against me. What? Because I protested your shit? Fuck you. That I'm a big First Amendment dude. And I'm allowed to air my grievances.
Oh, yeah.
And it just started off with a simple disagreement, and now I have one person that contacted me through FetLife that had a bad experience at this club, and so I'm like, well, you can make your own sex club, too. I'm telling them this. I'm like, I don't care about the money. I just want an apology, but you could use the money to make a safer place for people to come to, and I made this offer that people could have the money, all the money. I don't care, because I got to prove myself in many ways, and this is all just kind of practice for me. And so I intend to give my salary away as president, and so this would be walking the walk to as I'm kind of talking the talk too.
Yeah, because in the future, people are like, well, what makes you expect that he would be capable of doing that? And then they would go, well, he already did this. Oh, because most people wouldn't do it themselves or couldn't even contemplate doing it or thinking of someone might do it, so.
Well, that's one plus. I think, I've been kept, so, in such, the bottom ring of society. Just I have jobs, and there's some dude that I rub the wrong way, some boss that I rub the wrong way, and then they do me wrong, or they offer a nickel raise or some shit, and then I end up quitting because it's fuck you, and just all sorts of shit that has kept me poor throughout my life. And this is not to say that I haven't made my own mistakes, but I think I get those little bit extra hate just because of my personality And anyway, so I've been poor all my life, so it's like I'm used to it. Like I don't,
Yeah.
I know I need a little bit of money.
You know how to
but,
get by on
like,
the minimum, yeah.
Yeah, if I sue someone for like $10,000 or some shit, you know, I'll fucking give that shit away, whatever. And I made an offer to the place that helped me out with the housing. You know, I'm like, well, if you have a lawyer in there, or if you have a relative that has a lawyer, and I'll give them all the money, and they could give it to, you know, your organization to help out some more people. And so I put this offer out to a few places, but no takers yet. But they're communicating this shit, like they're saying I'm violent and that I'm stalking, and that little bit that I couldn't read, I had to visit a counselor. She's not my permanent counselor, but I've been struggling to find like a therapist or a psychologist to kind of help me heal and help kind of undo some misdiagnoses I've had in my recent past here. And I'm having a hard time finding one.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, if you ever really need to talk to someone, just come in and see me. You know, so I did that, and I had her help me translate this dude's like writings. And then he talked about my mother or some shit, like, you know, from my past, like, you know, like his mother issued an order of protection against him, and you know, therefore he's dangerous. And it's like that my mother's story is a story about abusing the legal process to fuck her son, me.
Right. Well,
and
it sounds
so,
like
and
they're
that's
doing the
exactly
same
what the
exact,
dude is doing.
the same tactic, the same strategy is to defame you before anything can fall back on them, because normally the first thing someone hears is the thing that they believe. So if they spread word about you because they have the capacity to do that, then you're the bad guy automatically, and you know what I mean? So they got a army of people that think that you're fucked up when it's really they're conniving, you know, fucking bad.
It's a bully
Business
tactic.
people,
Like you're
yeah.
just gonna like dig up some shit from someone's past, and you know that isn't even like I mean, what I got charged with was the lowest misdemeanor, you know, and so it's really not even that heavy, and it was from like 2012 or whatever.
That's the first step.
Yeah, early 2012.
That's the first step into taking control over someone else, is to basically demonize or dehumanize, or to make them seem like they're much worse than they really are. So,
Yeah.
You know, if I say, oh, don't go around that guy because he's this, and that, to about 50 people, you know, and then those 50 people say to all their friends and then to each other to confirm their bias that you're not a good person to be around, and then it spreads, and then, you know, now you're an outcast. So, you know, that's been like a part of human society for forever, and now it's much easier because there's social media, telecommunications, and all that type of stuff. So, you know, you can just blurt it out into the ethos, and everybody that wants to see it or hear it or believe it is going to.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you could essentially, it's like screaming in a crowded, you know, area. You know, you're a rapist or whatever derogatory thing you want to say, and there's going to be a certain amount, like a certain percentage of people that just instantly believe that.
Yep, and they're going to come after you, and that's exactly what they do. It's better to create an instant mob and get them to go after you than to even deal with you and then make you look bad, because what did they ever do to those people? You know what I'm saying? But what the fuck have you ever done to those people? You know? So I don't.
Well, I
really
protested them, so I definitely deserve jail, apparently, because this guy sent the cops to my place. He probably called them like the night before or whatever, but I mean, I guess in this one instance, the cops were fair and just, you know, but the cop handed me his card and everything. He's like, you could make a compliment and call the thing, you know. It's like, dude, you know, this is like a 50-mile marathon, and we ran 100 feet, and you want a medal already, you know?
Right. Yeah, a lot of people.
I mean, it's just like they got a long ways to go, because like I've had like my grandma essentially taken from me, and she died believing lies because the cops had a loved one taken from me. That took me a very long time to find, and after just like it was like a perfect moment and situation that just made it not come to fruition. And then they took my cat from me for like 10 months when I was locked up after being attacked. You know, it's like You guys, fucking cops have taken loved ones from me, and I don't buy that fucking SS argument, that SS soldier argument. It wasn't me that killed your Jewish family. You go fuck yourself, because that doesn't really mean much, when you say that it wasn't me, because I just associate all cops with cops that just have taken loved ones from me.
Yeah, I totally understand
anyway,
that there's a lot of them that are sometimes just uncompromising and relentless and tenacious about if they get a call, then you're the bad guy and they're going to do everything in their power to put you behind bars. But there's a very, very, very slim margin of them out there that really do want to do some help. And it just sucks that they're so few and far between that hardly ever get those guys that help out. And,
they usually get weeded out though,
right, and that's just how people are in general. There's very few people that really actually want to help. There's people out there virtue signaling and saying that they're doing all this and all that, but in reality, when it comes down to it, they're abusive, neglective. They're not doing the things they're saying. They're living this fake lifestyle, Instagram lifestyle type shit, and they're not who they say they are. And those are the people that are fucking scary as fuck to me, because the people who believe them are the people who've never been fucked over. So you get the people that are fucking the people over, and they do, 70% of the population. It's just like religious bullshit. It's the same shit, and then they've got them hooked. And then once you got a person hooked on a belief or a belief system or an ideal or ideology or something, it's almost impossible to get them to change their mind about it without some interference from reality actually slapping them in the face and getting them to understand. Like what happened to me with my atheism, how I became an atheist. I wanted to believe all the religious stuff, but reality just kept slapping me and saying, wake up, it's like that similar situation.
Well, sometimes to shake people out of their beliefs too, you gotta invoke emotions, and sometimes you gotta piss people off,
right,
in order to get people to think.
Well, I was saying, yes, that's very true, but what I'm saying is sometimes it has to happen to them individually without an outside force, like a person. You know what I mean? It has to be like they have to just get in a situation on their own where they figure it out, and a lot of people don't care or don't want to know any better. They just want to be fed whatever news or information or beliefs that everyone else already, normally, air quotes, have, so they want to be a part of that group. But, it's just
not thinking is kind of taught in our society.
It's just easier.
Not thinking critically,
right. It's just so much easier to not care, not think about it, and just go on with your own bullshit than it is to actually do something, because then you have to worry about it, and worry and stress. Some people just can't handle. I know people that
we don't
they get a little
stressed
out,
but think and analyze.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, someone who's analytical is gonna, they're gonna have a little bit of, oh man, this is kind of fucked up, I can't believe this is going on. Whereas someone who never thinks about it, just that little bit is too fucking much for them, so they just lose their shit, because they don't ever think about it. It's like using a muscle. It's like atrophy. They try to pick something up and it's too heavy, and they stretch a muscle and that's too much, and they never want to do that again. So.
Yeah, that's definitely a hurdle, a major hurdle, with American society, in general, with a lot of things that I even need to talk about or try, dispelling the stigmas of, I know Fox News is gonna gear up, or this guy wants, President wants your kids to buy crack on the street corner, and shit like that. It's going to all be perverted, just kind of what's happening now. Everything that I have said and done is taken out of context. The dude is even saying that me recording on the public street there, which is protection for me against people that would come and lie or do me harm, because I'm a total loner. I don't have no witnesses willing to lie for me, but
yeah, that's your second set of eyes. Their second set of eyes is someone's hearsay, basically. Your camera is a microphone and visual, so if unless you're an amazing what's that called, where they change the faces on people, I can't.
Oh, deepfake.
Yeah, deepfake.
Deepfaker?
Unless you're really good at that, deepfakes and stuff, then come the fuck on,
Oh yeah, well, those are thoughts that I do have. I'm like, what if like someone buys a hat like me and a mask like me, and just an overall outfit like mine, and then they go there and they like break a bunch of stuff, and then they're like, look, it was this guy. You see, he had an umbrella cane and he's dressed similarly.
You got a phone, right? As long as your phone is on, like, you got a tracker. So there's your alibi right there. That's one great thing about these fucking crazy little machinery.
Well, they could come at me with like, oh, you could have left the phone at your place, which I often do. Like, I mean,
yeah, I guess
lately
true.
I've been bringing it for music, but and then I turn the airplane mode on, to save the battery.
Yeah, but in court, people would be like, dude left his phone at home. Have you ever left your phone at home? And everybody in the jury is going to be like, no, nobody's ever left their phone at home in the entire history of the world. Because why the fuck would we do that? And then you're off,
Well, I mean, I am an honest person, and I would admit to, leaving the phone at the house sometimes. Like, I go grocery shopping,
I'm joking.
Oh yeah, all right. I'm gullible like that. But anyway, yeah, this it's all been kind of exciting and emotional and depressing and infuriating. How they use that against me, though? They're like, he's trying to like expose our members and blah blah blah. Like me recording and everything, and it's like you can't even really see anything in the recording, like at all. like you could see me playing with my glow stick, and that's about it. Yeah. And if anybody got close to me, then it would capture that.
Yeah, at night, what are you gonna see? Street lights and car lights.
Yeah, I guess you could identify particular vehicles, but you can't, you can't even really see the license plates on them because I don't have a light emanating from the camera, so. And even when I do take like a picture of license plates, it's like I need to get like a couple of them because sometimes like it doesn't come out clear and the flash, like it all gets messed up and everything. Yeah, but I took one because there was an asshole that had parked on the street that I even bitched about in my blog. I'm like, you're supposed to turn the wheels when you park on a hill, so if there was a parking failure, your car would roll into the curb instead of down the road where there's kids playing, like.
Right.
I really I went off on them. I got like 8 pages of like truth and fire is what I called it.
I swear that's one of the major issues with our society nowadays is that we're taught that everything is okay and not to worry about it. So nobody even pays any attention to anything. And I feel like that's probably 90% of the thing that I told my daughter growing up. I would teach her normal stuff as a parent would here and there, but I would say 9 out of 10 times I would be like, listen, you need to pay attention. You need to look around and see what's going on around you. You may not be able to notice everything because that's basically impossible, but you don't want to get yourself in a situation, so pay better attention. And then I noticed, her and her friend group or whatever, or whoever she's around, I noticed that she's the person like me going, hey, watch out, pay attention. You know what I mean? So it's
that's good.
So I know I instilled that
awareness is awesome.
Well, that and also the same as if someone's saying something to you but they're doing the opposite, like they're telling you they love you but earlier they beat the shit out of you, and they've done it multiple times, which I watch my mom go through that shit all the time. Like, actions obviously speak louder than words. So if someone's saying something and doing the opposite, then they're just lying and you need to get the fuck away from them. And that's how I feel like that's how 99% of the people I know are. And I understand that obviously I don't know everybody and there's a big old world out there. So there's probably a lot of decent people out there, but for the most part, everybody's out there to get theirs. And when the poverty rate is basically the same across the United States, everybody's basically all in the same situation. So, I'm not hanging out with millionaires and billionaires. I'm hanging out with people that are factory workers, service industry workers. Maybe they might work in the lower level of the medical industry, like.
So you pretty much hang out with the best of America.
Yeah, the meat and potatoes of America, and it's uh, a lot of them are disillusioned. A lot of them are completely delusional about what's really going on, especially in politics.
Demoralized too.
Yeah, definitely demoralized. And it's, yeah, of course, when like it's almost 14% poverty rate across the United States. There's a lot of states that it's much higher than that, and a couple states that it's lower.
Oh,
But on average,
that's
like
definitely
13.5, 14%. But that means like 1 in 7 people are struggling. That means that next person up is probably on the verge of struggling. The next person up is just barely skating by. The next person up is getting by all right. And then there's only like one person above that is getting by really well. And then the person above that is doing fine. So if you look at that spectrum, there's too many people on one end, which is not making it, or, you know, just squeaking by and struggling and all that. And then at the same time, they all have the similar mentality. And that's what's scaring to me, because it's like that. I don't want to pay into the social programs because those people need to get a job like me. Yeah, but you have 3 jobs and you can barely fucking afford to pay for like 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? So
I have a neighbor like that. Like,
yeah,
he's like always complaining about homeless people that are like kind of they live in our laundry room, and he's like, get a job. And it's like, and he's old, and it's like his generation had the ability to have one person with like even a janitor job.
Yeah,
and
30, 40 hours a week. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like that anymore. And
right.
He doesn't realize it.
Right.
So he just hates. He's like, oh, get a job. When I was your age, blah, 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 blah. You know, and it's like, dude, you're so fucking old and cynical. Sorry to interrupt you with all
that. That's no biggie. Sorry. My main point is that it's weird that people go against their best interest in a lot of ways when we can clearly see that the system is broken, and there's a lot of things that can be easily fixed through like taxation and regulation and stuff like that, but we seem to vote against our best interests, the major population basically. And so who gets all the benefits from it? The rich and the ultra rich. And
I know
we continue to struggle, and then we continue to fight against ourselves the same way, and it's kind of ridiculous. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Like, this older man that I just mentioned, this neighbor, he's not that toxic, but he has these views, and his brain is clearly warped from all this propaganda. Because just like one of our last chit chats that we had about a week and a half ago, he was just like saying to me how, like, if he ran a business and he was a millionaire, how he would want all the profits to himself, and that's something to be proud about and everything. And I'm like, man, like, you know, I started talking about Jesus. I'm like, is this what Jesus like would want? You know, I know I'm not religious and everything, but like, I swear I act more like Jesus, you know, than people that believe in Jesus act like. You know, it's like this extreme greed and selfishness is revered as some sort of, you know, positive virtue. You know, but then, like, if you care about, like, the poor people, and especially the people struggling or people that have given up and that are homeless out on the streets, you know, a good chunk of them have given up. They're like, man, no matter how hard I try, I just can't make it. Fuck this. I'm going to, you know, fucking shoot this shit up or smoke this bubble here or whatever, you know.
Yeah, a lot of that stems from selfishness, because when you're a child and you grow up in poverty and then you start to make some money, it's like, ooh, I earned this, and it takes so many hours to just, you know, get these few little toys that I like maybe if you like video games or movies, you got a movie collection or something, and you meticulously pick out the movies that you want to, you know, because you don't have much room, so you got to make sure they're the best ones, and, you know, or whatever. And then you have this like, oh, this is mine, and I'm kind of got to be protective of my stuff, and nobody can get what I have. But at the same time, there's people out there that's like, well, if I had the money to eat today, I'd be okay. You know what I'm saying? And so even though this person is just barely above that level, you know, the guy with the movie collection or video games, you know, they could have, not saying that it's their responsibility, but they look at those people like, oh, they're just scum of society and they just need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. It's like, dude, you're barely fucking hanging on. So what do you think?
It's really, not thinking too. Like I think a lot of it, like they don't want to think that much.
Right.
There's always lazy.
There's always someone below you. There's always like, it's like a caste system, but a million different castes because, you know, oh, I'm not rich, but I'm definitely not poor. But my friend, he's kind of, you know, low on funds, but he's not really that poor because he's part of our friend group. But then there's, you know, someone that makes about the same as them or whatever, and you might look at them like, oh, that poor schlub, he's barely making it. You know, it's like, it's weird how we compartmentalize those and rationalize those ideas. And it's like, we're all just people trying to get by, and we all need a little help here and there. Some of us have a family structure that, you know, like a safety net, and some of us don't. And a lot of people that have that safety net aren't thinking about, oh, well, if they get fucked over on a bill or, you know, get charged for something or, you know, end up in jail for a week and lose their job, they don't realize how that person's life is basically just ruined now. And now they have to like fight just to survive, and that person just has to call up their buddy or their family member, and it's like, hey, I'm struggling, can you help me out? You know what I'm saying? But if it were them and someone called them, they wouldn't answer the phone, you know. So it's just weird how
I've had that. Like I used to hang out with people and like fake friends back in the day, and I was the one with the car, so they needed me to get around and to drive them home from parties and everything, and I was always there for them. But then when there came a time where I didn't have a vehicle and I needed people to be there for me, it was like nobody was there.
Oh yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, I'd let friends stay at my house for a month at a time, never ask them for anything. Maybe like, hey, will you take the garbage out for me, please, or something like that. Excuse me. And then, you know, me and my girlfriend get in a fight and I need somewhere to stay just for the night. Hey, can I sleep on your couch overnight? I'll be gone as soon as you guys wake up. You know what I'm saying? No, man, my girlfriend don't want you in our house. Oh, at least not overnight. It's like, what the fuck, dude? You fucking stayed at my house for like 6 months, rent free.
Too, you know?
Yeah,
that probably was his decision.
Yeah. Stay at my house for 6 months while I have a newborn and shit, and don't ask you for a fucking penny, and I can't stay like 8 hours. Are you fucking kidding me? That type of shit. So yeah, I knew who those people were pretty early, but you know, you want to trust people. You want to believe that everybody isn't that selfish, but when it really comes down to it, it's a fucking dog eat dog world, and everybody's out to get theirs for a majority of it. And I would say at least 70% of people have the mentality of, well, I've been told as a kid that if someone's in need, like say someone gets hurt on a sidewalk in the middle of the city, don't fucking approach them because you can get sued if you help or shit like that. And it's like, that's been like tempered into us over the last, 50 years or so, and because of the silly societal bullshit. And it's like, if we just helped each other and took out all the loopholes of, you can rob someone's house and get hurt and then sue the house owner or homeowner for fucking whatever, even though you were doing illegal activity.
That's mostly a myth. I'm sure there's probably
that's actually
that we don't have the details of.
I mean, that's not a normal thing, but it has happened. It has happened a couple times. But regardless of that, whether it's only happened once or whatever, but just the fact that it can happen, people believe that's always what happens, so they just don't want to help. You know what I'm saying? I understand that it could be a myth, but just that it's a myth and people believe it doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're still going to believe it regardless of if it's a myth, just like the religion thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's...
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, it's societal problems that we never seem to... We're just like let's just maintain it all and like...
It's fine how it is type of mentality, yeah.
there's a rule amongst the community of the sex club. They're like, you know, no outing nobody. And I'm like, well, that sounds really fucked up, because if you really think about it, it's like we're supposed to hold our heads in chains with our kinks and our freaky side. Isn't being kinky and freaky kind of part of freedom there? Like, we all have different lives and different lifestyles, and some people, you know, spout their family with their white picket fence and house as, look, this is my, you know, virtue or morality or what I stand for, or whatever word I'm trying to say here. But,
yeah, I know.
And then the kink community, you know, that we got to hold our heads in shame. You know, instead of if you out somebody, then it's like, you know, we're going to fight you and we're going to fight amongst ourselves. Instead of if you just are open about things and you get done wrong, then that community should come together and help you out.
The only thing I can think of is they're pertaining to if someone may have a family and their family doesn't know about it because their family may be highly against it or even violent against it. So that may protect people in that way. But yeah, if you're all together in a group, then what I don't see, like, you're there for that specific reason. Our heads
and shames in a group, guys.
That to me is completely weird. That doesn't make any sense, because that's the whole point of the
personal request. Like, hey, please don't out me. I'm going to wear this mask here so no one can see my face and blah 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 and all that stuff. But like it like just the way that it naturally is fucked up to me. Like, I kind of have a hard time accepting that one thing. Like, I can accept all these other rules, but it's like, yeah, you know, you should hold your head in shame and, you know, keep your mouth shut.
Because it's basically saying I don't accept myself, and that's silly. Because someone else isn't into whatever I'm into. I mean, I'm not particularly into stuff like that, but I'm vanilla and boring, and I grew up in religion, and I still hold fucking onto that somehow, and I feel like a dumbass prude, but at the same time, I understand how people can be into it and fucking have fun with it and not hurt anybody over it. So I don't see an issue with it. You know, as long as everybody's being safe and protected and consensual, then what the fuck is the issue? You know, I don't have an issue.
But even the consensual non-consent is still consent. So it's like, cause
if you go to a sex club and someone's like, hey, I saw so-and-so, or you interact with them there, and then they're like standoffish against you. That's weird, because isn't that the point of, like, the community there? And I understand if people want to just go and observe and whatever and want to be left alone, but, just say that, hey, I'm just here to observe. I'm a voyeur or whatever it might be, And so
I was sort of like that when I was
saying that might be their thing.
And I was just going to observe for a while, but I was going to participate too, but I couldn't even get there because and there was no recourse for me. There was no like correcting the error or anything. It was no like appeals process. Even the homeless soup or the soup kitchen out in Colorado Springs has an appeal process. If it isn't something egregious, I got banned from the Marion House, which is the soup kitchen. I had pulled my hamstring really bad a few years back, and I was on these crutches, and like I had a bruise like from my ass all like past my knee. It was just like all black. It was really bad. So someone asked how I injured myself, and I was like, I was like masturbating, really aggressively, and I had done hurt myself, and it was like meant as a joke.
Obviously,
but then I got banned for that,
Holy
I get banned for the stupidest shit. I swear to God. Like, I even got like banned from video games back when Battlefield 2142 had its official servers and everything. And I was on this kill streak. I must have been up to like 70 or 75 fucking people in a row that I fucking killed. And I'm juggling these kits, making sure like, 30 or 45 seconds don't go by without me picking it up. Otherwise it would disappear. And I'm juggling these two kits so I could heal myself and give ammo. And then the admins just up and banned me. And I wasn't streaming back then. I didn't have the ability to stream. But I'm streaming nowadays just because I get tired of that.
You were going to break one of their records. You were going to break one of their streaks. Well, that's what happened. Oh, he's coming up on my 81 streak. I better fucking do something.
Well, I don't know what it was.
I guarantee it.
I don't know what it was.
I bet you. I'm almost willing to bet money on that. That's
I know it was wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and I didn't even get like banned by the Punk Buster or anything. It was like a server ban. Like, oh, I think it was the gamers having fun.
Maybe
Lake
someone
Island server.
Maybe someone got salty because you were fucking on them, and then they reported you or some
someone
shit.
with the position of power decided, fuck this guy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying originally. I think the admin was like, well, fuck, I'm normally playing this game when I'm not being the the police on the game. So this motherfucker's gonna go, he's gonna go in and just fucking bloop. There you go.
Yeah, there was a point that I was going to make like way back, like probably 10 minutes ago or so, but it was like on the selfishness of society, and like I'm even taught my ideas. Like, if you have an idea, you got to keep it to yourself and own it, and own this one idea. And that's one thing that I am obviously against, because I just kind of put my ideas out there. I've been giving the Merkins some really good shit.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm very proud of probably the best suggestion that I gave to the Merkins. And they're the ones that make those funny videos with the horror character themes.
Yeah, I love them.
They take those. Yeah, oh yeah. I did the Never Ending Voorhees. I'm not a singer, all right.
Right.
But like the Never Ending Story, and it could be the Never Ending Voorhees, and then I know they use Voorhees' mom to death and everything, but it could be like, how the Never Ending Story, the music video, if you kind of remember, was the chick and the guy singing. Yeah. And kind of like singing passionately to each other.
Right, just over like a piano or something.
Yeah, and they could totally do that with Jason Voorhees and the mother and everything. And that's probably the best suggestion that I've given to them. I've given them like 5 suggestions, so and I'm just an ideas guy. There you go. Maybe you can make it work.
Yeah,
or maybe you can't. I don't know.
Every time I see one of their videos, I bookmark it for later, like watch later. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see the recent one they just released?
I saw that
Chop Up the Camp.
I saw that they had one, and I haven't gotten to it because I've been writing lately. I've been trying to get my writing done earlier and then watch stuff later, because there's so many shows that I have stacked up that I'm just like, it's hard to keep. I got like 3 TV shows on TV, and then 3 or 4 podcasts on YouTube, and then a couple other just YouTube channels that I watch their normal uploads. And I could spend 10 hours a day trying to catch up on that, and then I don't get anything done. And a lot of times I'll put it on in the background, but anymore it's just too distracting. I end up looking away from what I'm working on and end up sitting there watching 5 hours of YouTube. And so you know how that goes.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a lot. Like you could benefit mentally. I know you're curious about all this stuff, and I'm curious too. Like I miss watching the Vanguard. Like I kind of unplugged from a lot of places, and I don't watch as much stuff this past couple months or so about. But it also frees up my time to be creative and to think about other things and to not stress myself out. I need to start getting well informed again and throwing all this stuff on my plate. But I'm doing something important. I think it's important. I enjoyed talking with you, and maybe one day these talks will turn into something bigger. Big things have little beginnings.
Right. That's pretty much what all of this for me is about. Is I may only have 52 subscribers, but most of them, I would say, I think like half of them at least watch some of my videos, and each of the videos that I watch, I look at the analytics, and on average they watch at least half. So that means some people are clicking on it and like, I don't know, and then the other people are probably watching the whole thing, maybe, or at least they're watching a good chunk of it anyway. And so at least people are out there hearing what we're saying, and that to me is enough, because if they can get the ideas into their head that not everything that appears exactly as it is, and that you kind of got to look into things more than just surface level, and you know, people are out there steering you wrong, and that you have to kind of be your own judge of a lot of situations and stuff like that. You know, people are hearing that, and you know, that's clicking in them, and you know, inspiring them to do things in a better way, or to help others, or to see how things work in it from a different perspective from their original, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, like people might think that even like the way that I sound nowadays, like I wasn't. I was very broken until recently. Now I'm still kind of broken, but I'm, you know, trying to heal and whatnot. But you know, you might be down and out right now, but you know that's not who you are. You know, and hopefully you get the healing that you need to become the person that you are, and become better, and become a better you than you were yesterday, as you would say.
Right. Yeah. Nobody is a situation that they were in. They're a conglomerate of all the situations they've been through and how they react now from it. So yeah.
That's one thing that really irked me, you know, wrong with DP many months ago. I was in their live chat, and they were like, "Shut up already about it." But they were like making fun of this homeless guy that, you know, like he was, you know, not at the best time of his life. And I enjoy the Shatty shit and the Rev stuff and the G-Man stuff, because it's like they put their stupidity out there, and it's totally deserved and called for, especially when the Geek Room does it, and Miss Parker and other people. But this one particular individual, DP, was like riffing on. I'm like, dude, come on, like, this, you know, like he's probably at the worst, darkest time of his entire life right now, being homeless and down and out. And you guys are just fucking like picking on him, and that's just like too low of a fucking, like, you're punching downward.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I think with the Shaddy and the Rev, it's slightly punching upwards, although you could punch way higher. But that's slightly punching upwards. But this was like blurring the lines between, is it a punch up or is it a punch down? And I think it was punching down. Yeah. But they said, they're like, okay, well, shut up, stop bitching about it, and then they moved on. So, you know, whatever.
Right. Well, that's kind of what I was getting at. The mentality of certain people have never been in that situation, so they don't know what it's like. And then the whole, those certain people like Shani and Rev, they have family that can help them out. They have, they're not so far gone mentally that they can't go get public aid, and that's pretty much what they do, you know. So they have some sort of a safety net, whereas this homeless person you're talking about, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't really been watching DP for a while. I'll watch like one episode here and there, but it's not very often at all. But the person that they were talking about, he may not have anybody, or he may have always been alone since he was fairly young. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't have all the information, you know, and that just made me feel really uncomfortable. And now there's some homeless people. There was a dude, you know, they do a few homeless people, as I remember, but there was like some guy like offering cash, like, hey, find me a woman, internet. Okay, that's slightly punching upwards when we rip on that. All right, you know, like, come on, dude.
Yeah,
you
because
just walk up to a woman.
That's exploitative. Yeah.
Offer to take her out for a meal. Like, what the fuck? You got to go on the internet, like, dude. And then there was that weird dude that would record his dates and make his dates like really, really uncomfortable. Like, and you could see it like in their body language and shit. Like, you know, that guy. You know, I think those things are punching slightly upwards. But there was this one particular individual. I think he had brown or black hair, and he looked a little bit younger, like maybe in his early 20s or mid 20s. And it's just like, man, you know, you know, this one, you guys aren't really, you know, you don't, you know, the other stuff you had me on, this one I don't, and you know, I objected strongly to it.
Yeah, it seems hard for a lot of people to avoid the just, what is that, conflating that they're the same, you know, like every individual person on the street is the same type of homeless person. Like, whenever I was out in California, we basically called it urban camping. We had money. We were out there to, you know, scheme and flip work and do stuff like that. You know, we had business to take care of in our, you know, late teens and early 20s, type age, being stupid young kids, and
Yeah.
there's people out there that I would see them eating out of garbage cans, and I would never do that, and I was basically homeless. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same for everybody. There's sometimes people aren't just completely down and out, and sometimes they are. Well, I'm just saying, if I have the means, I'm not going to. So obviously, if I have $5 on me, I'm gonna go get a fucking burger or stop into a fucking gas station or something and get a beef stick or something. But
well, and I was just throwing that out there that like people that are researching my life or whatever, it's like I've eaten out of garbage can before.
Yeah, I mean, I've slept in cars and shit, so I know how it is to struggle, but I've never struggled completely like you. So there's different levels of struggle. There's all that, and people don't really even. It's like it never crosses their mind that this person
they lack imagination.
Well, not really. It's just they've never been put in a situation where they've either had to observe those type of people, or they don't take the time. They're selfish to a point where it's like, I don't even want to. They're trash to me, so I don't want to fucking even take my time. But sometimes those people are actually good people. Sometimes they're fucking assholes. Sometimes you give someone $5 and they're like, "Is that all you got?"
People,
it's
but
like,
there are assholes.
Yeah, and then some people are like, "Bless you, this is gonna change my day," and you just put a smile on my face, and it's like, wow, it feels good to help. And then but then there's people out there that's like, they would yell at them, "Go get a job, you lazy whatever," and then it's like they can't just. It's not a situation where they can do that, either mentally or financially, or maybe they're completely mentally broken because they lost some, like, their family, and you know what I'm saying, or like.
I mean, that lazy argument doesn't really resonate much for me, and I know it doesn't for you. But
yeah, because a lot of
people that it does,
a lot of them are out there working their ass off.
Some of the laziest motherfuckers are the richest motherfuckers, and I guarantee you take Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or any of these fucking rich motherfuckers, and like most of them, 9 out of 10 or some number around there, some ratio around there, like you take everything away from these motherfuckers and you just give them the clothes on their back and not a fucking penny to them. They don't have a cell phone, and you ask them to survive for a fucking week in the streets, and they will fucking they will be even worse than these other fucking people that know how to survive in the streets. So who truly is the lazy one?
Yeah, it's because
somebody with just clothes on their back is able to survive, and some rich privileged motherfucker wouldn't be able to survive.
Right.
You take their friends, family away. They can't hang out at their friend's mansion or whatever. You take all that shit away. Equal situations.
Oh yeah.
The fucking rich privileged motherfuckers are not surviving.
Oh yeah.
Struggling way harder too.
Yeah, because they grew up with a huge safety net. They grew up basically on the net, and just, you know what I mean, like figuratively.
Well, like Jank would say, they're born on third base, or they're
sliding into home, basically.
Or some shit.
Yeah,
or they're born on home base or whatever after rounding all the bases. And,
right.
And it's like they thought they hit a home run or something like that. I forget the saying. I think I got it right the first time.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, because I always thought, what would it be like if I would have been born like my favorite actor growing up was Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I was like, man, it would have been crazy to be his son. But then would I admire him the same way? Because, maybe I'm sure he's a fine dad, but I'm just saying, what if he's kind of an asshole or whatever? Because sometimes he is kind of an asshole when you look back at like Pumping Iron and shit like that, but then he didn't have kids then, so you know what I mean. So
he very well, like, this is something we need to think about that I don't think about that much, but like celebrities paint an image of themselves, and I don't know, maybe more than half is true and accurate. I'm Susan Sarandon is a very nice woman that I would still bang. But yeah, right. But there's some, that just paint the image of themselves, and like Elon Musk, he's like, I'm this brilliant fucking problem solver, and all he's really doing is creating more problems and scamming a bunch of money. And it's amazing that, like, like he's able to get away with it, but like they're able to buy this image, So we need to take things with a grain of salt sometimes. And Arnold might be a douchebag. Like I heard that he cheated on his wife.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was consensual. I don't have all the details. If his wife didn't consent to him having sex with the housekeeper, then yeah, I guess that's a douchebag move. But it's not like the douchebag move that he would be if he was giving his wife a black eye. So,
right. That's kind of what I was getting at. I was like, maybe he's an asshole, but maybe he's not completely abusive. So really, I would have loved to grow up in a rich household with a movie star dad and, have all the cool stuff, and then maybe his genetics, whatever. But,
and we're human. We're human. Like the dude is famous and wealthy, and okay, like, so you got to take this into account too, because like humans aren't perfect creatures, and we are programmed to have sex. And he had a moment of weakness where he banged someone else, and maybe many moments of weaknesses. But you know what? That's between like him and his family and his group around him. This isn't up to us. Like I could kind of like give my opinion on it, but like if his wife forgave him, that's their business, man. I'm not gonna like I don't know. I don't
know if they got divorced or not.
Like Christian Bale, like I hear is a really like horrible, like mean to people, especially like lower on the economic ladder than he is when he's on set. And so that's like I enjoyed the Batman movies that he starred in. A few flaws here and there, but I enjoyed them. But I had to kind of like bite that bullet that I knew this guy was a douchebag on set.
Yeah,
people, and I would rate him as a worser person than Arnold, at least with the knowledge that I currently have about either of them.
Well, a lot of times you have to separate the artist from the art, and a lot of times the artist isn't the actual artist. Like I wouldn't call certain movies just because a certain actor was in them that person's movie. I would call it the director's movie because
yeah, there's a lot of people behind the scenes.
Right?
Like, they could have gotten some other actor.
And they could have gotten any actor. Yeah. And you're right, and it's how the movie is directed. But I mean, obviously, actors have their ways of acting and whatnot, but that may shine through in their abilities. Like sometimes they would hire some chick who's never been a bitch to anybody in her life, and she's got to be a bitch, and then you see it, and it's like that kind of seemed fake. But then you get a chick that can be a bitch, but not usually is, but she can be because life is fucking horrible. So, and she gets in there and she acts like a bitch, and then people are like, ooh, she must be a real bitch if she can be like that. It's like, well, yeah, anybody could do that if, as long as you can control your, whatever,
didn't Britney have like that mental breakdown or something, and she like lashed out, and it was like all the press and everything is like, oh, look at this. It's kind of like a similar situation. I think man, it's been so long. I could be fucking this up, but I think there was a situation kind of similar that happened to Britney Spears.
Yeah, and that happens all the time. What I was getting at is more of people for the longest time were thinking that, oh, she's psycho, she's lashing out and she's doing all these things because she's a celebrity and she can get away with it. And then you find out 10, 15 years later, it's because of all the shit that's going on in her actual personal life that she's a broken person and she needed help. She had no real way to say help me in front of the media and all the all her fans and stuff, because it would create the situation that it currently or just recently created. And I don't think she was ready to go through that. And then finally, I think she just put her foot down and was like, I can't fucking do this. I can't take this anymore. And, and that's what a lot of people's situation is, except for they're not multimillionaire superstars that are having all their shit taken away. They just don't have anything to begin with. So they don't have anywhere to start from. That's kind of what I was getting at. Not completely, but I was also...
Yeah, well, I mean, if it comes back to mind, just you're more than welcome to interrupt me.
No biggie.
Terribly sorry about all my interruptions. I even did that to the judge. I was like, wait a second, can't I defend myself? Like, we're not here to litigate anything today. Like, we're going to go to mediation. And it's like, oh, shit, this guy is just delayed. He wanted a court date for the end of January, and I'm like, no, we need the soonest available court date because this guy is just doing this to delay my protest. So I was in.
Right.
I sneaked my little saying in there, my little defense in there,
So when that happens, you need to say, what about a fair and expedient trial? That's when you're trying to stretch it out like that. They're fucking you.
Well, I mean, that's what happened when I got arrested after being attacked. Like, I mentioned the whole president thing, and it's just been one fucking, like, it's almost like people want to battle me after I say this. It's like...
You want to be my ruler? I'll take you on because you can't be my king is probably what they're thinking, like, subconsciously.
Well, I'm not even wanting to be a king or anything. I'm
not saying...
steer the country and...
I'm not saying that's what you want. I'm saying that's what they feel because people are ignorant of what's going on. They'll vote for some politician they've never heard of as long as that politician is playing for the team color that they want in there. You know what I'm saying? But you, an independent, can come up and be like, well, this good idea and that good idea and this good idea, and they'll go, fuck you, dude. You're not gonna rule over me. You know what I'm saying? Because who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I never really had that thought. Like, that they think that I want to be their king or some ruler of theirs, and it's like, I just want to, like, help, the world, help it become a better place,
It's that you can't tell me what to do attitude. I'm free to do whatever I want. Yeah, but maybe people can suggest to you and it might help you out or help society out if you're not a fucking complete jerk fuck, So
I swear it is like 99% effective pussy repellent. I swear, like, it is like just trying to say you want to run. Like, if you want to chase a woman away and you don't want to use, like, hey, I got a wedding to go to or something like that, just be like, look, I'm wanting to run for president and go after the corrupt and be a poor motherfucker while doing it the whole time. And they'll run.
Yeah, because it's
looking for those 1%.
It's hard to understand.
Unique women.
What do you mean? You don't want to be super successful and make tons of money and have all the power in the world? Oh, you just want to fix the problems? We don't want our problems fixed. We want you to empathize with us and pay the fucking bills. I guess that seems like the mentality of a lot of people.
If you're going to get into politics, why don't you want a bunch of money? It's like, well, I see it more like a public service than, like, I know it's a political thing, but I see myself as like a public servant.
Yeah, you need money to live on. You need money to run your campaign. But beyond that, what the fuck?
Need money for weed too. Do not forget, sir.
Oh, yeah.
I need some weed money too. All right?
That's my campaign. That's what I was talking about anyway. But so if a politician makes, say, 10 million for their campaign and it costs them 6.5 million, that other 3.5 million, 500 grand can pay for some community shit.
That's right.
That leaves so much more. For like $3 million can go toward some program, some social program, or to help out the entire county, or what I mean?
Well, we could test the boundaries of these really lax fucking, like, campaign laws. Like I can't directly give it,
like the donations,
to these people because they're not working on my campaign, and it's like, okay, well, here, fold this one piece of paper, and you are technically hired and then fired by us, but here's your pay. And see how you would let's do some Jedi legal ninjing to do some good stuff, too. Like give the rest of the funds away. I really don't think I need that much money. Other people could do this for me. If I ever have a website that explained all my goals, other people could buy interesting URLs and direct them towards my website, and they could do their own thing.
That's pretty cheap. It's like $15 a month.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I actually just. Oh, speaking of URLs, I just bought myvoodoostory.com that I'm going to have my Voodoo Leatherworks story on. That I'm going to add, like, the URL to my protest to explain the fucking story and everything.
Hell yeah! You should post as soon as you're ready. You should whenever these videos are up, you can throw that link on there so people can go check it out. So you got some content.
Oh yeah,
there.
I should. Yeah, in the details, you're right. Well, I mean, there's nothing there right now. I just threw a couple
saying,
pictures up.
As soon as you get a decent amount of content on there where people will actually want to stay and check stuff out, whatnot. And then you could.
It's just essentially like I would just be like, because I've blogged about it so much in my pet life that I should just take those blogs as is and add them to the website, and that pretty much explains, everything. And I'll probably put the chat message that I had, that started this whole thing off, and then just provide my blogs, and there you go. There's the story, and then provide the videos and when I do talk about this,
you can make it so where someone, hey, what do you mean? What's your story? And you don't have enough time. You like just check out this link, and then boom, they got it all in one place. So
I remember posting out into the ether, out to the universe, to anyone who's willing to listen. That look, if you try to silence me, I'm going to shout 10 times louder. And I'm just, I say these things and then I do them. And all I really want to do is protest. Not to sound like the Joker when he was asking for his phone call, the Heath Ledger Joker. But, I just want to protest. That's all. Let me have my protest. That's the only way I could kind of, hold some people accountable and to air my grievance.
Well, I would consider...
but now I'm prevented.
I would consider your protest a little more peaceful than his. But yeah.
Well, yeah, he's like, he wants to throw me in jail. He tried getting the cops to throw me in jail. And the cops are like, well, technically, sir, you're stalking him. I'm sure is how it went. Because it's like, I'm not sending him any direct messages. He's fucking all obsessed about me and my shit. And then I give fair warnings. Like if you want to go the route that it is technically a threat, then it is a legal threat. And these are acceptable threats. Like
that's what I was saying.
Cops if you break into my place.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Is that there's certain threats that no, you can't. I'm gonna come to your house and gut your family. No, you can't say that shit. But if you're gonna fuck with me, I'm gonna sue your ass. Or if I'm gonna take legal action.
Yeah, you're gonna come to court and lie.
I'm gonna bring witnesses next time or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's a threat that you're legally capable of making because you're not threatening to hurt anybody or to fuck anybody over. You're just just keeping your.
I had threatened to add people to my story, sir. My life story. Come on, that's pretty much the same as the example you gave earlier. Going to your house and gutting your family. I mean, that's pretty much the same, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't
get sarcasm. Just to be clear, I was just being sarcastic because this dude is going to listen to this and be like, ah.
Well, I hope he does because he needs to be told that he may have taken the law into his hands to fix a situation, but the situation is he got out of hand. And as far as I'm concerned, from this side of the story, it's I'm sure that he's got some complaints or whatever, but if you're gonna fucking put restrictions on certain aspects of being able to do certain things because you own a business, then you have to do that for everyone. You have to it's got to be a standard. It can't just be like you pick and choose type of shit. You can't, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy, so I'm going to get rid of him type of shit. What's that?
Well, that's happened to me before. And you know what? They have the right to do that. If they, this guy is an asshole, we're just banning him. They could have said. And I still probably would have protested them. But then there wouldn't be all this bullshit about my character that they're fucking constantly defaming me over. It's he makes fun of sexual assault victims. It's okay, well, I guess technically I've made fun of people and maybe some of those people have been sexual assault victims, but I just don't outright do that.
Yeah, you weren't intentionally trying to hurt some people. And if I did do that,
it was a long time ago when I was young and dumb and I was making stupid life choices and I was full of a bunch of self-hate. Because I think I threw that shit about Denise that I talked to you about. She was raped by a couple guys, either at the same time or several times, and she chose to forgive them, but I wouldn't buy a bag of weed in front of her friends, which was some social like violation of mine that was so extreme it did not warrant any forgiveness whatsoever. And so yeah, like, you know, I probably said something mean because I was hurt, you know. But I didn't say anything recently, especially not at this club. You know, like, I mean, I'm being like totally like upfront and open and honest. Like, I'm just thinking about a time that I might have done that.
Well,
you know,
it's better to get it all out there
likely.
and say, hey, I did this and I did this fucked up thing and I did this thing that may be immoral and I had these thoughts, but I've grown since then and I don't act like that anymore and I don't treat people like that anymore and I wouldn't do that thing in that situation now that I know better. And that's how people grow and get better.
That's just speaking on if I said something about it, like I definitely threw that she forgave rapists and didn't forgive me, and I think that's still fair. So I'm not taking that back.
Right,
but
right.
if I did say something, because I don't remember everything, if I did say something, I made fun of her in that way, then it was wrong of me. But this is like almost 2 decades ago too. So, you know, I've changed a lot since, and I've grown a lot, and I've done made my mistakes, and I think I try to make fewer mistakes, you know, but I don't know. I get so confused because it's like I do the right shit. I think I do the right stuff, and then like I just get punished, just like nothing but punishment.
Well, also, if they're not involved in your life or have contact with you, they don't really know what you're up to or how you've changed either. So there's probably a disconnect there, you know.
Well, I mean, they really don't care.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, if they were in your life and noticed that you had changed and saw the differences in the progress, then you know, if you're around someone for 10 years and they're always a certain way, and then you break that relationship and you're separated for so long, they may continue to believe that's exactly who you still are, you know what I'm saying? Even though you completely changed into a different person, you know, so.
I have that thought all the time, like people that I grew up in high school with and or just school in general. And I think back and I'm like, well, this is how I last knew them, but I wonder how much they changed, you know, how they are today.
A lot of them have not changed very much, and some of them, probably very few of them, have changed a lot, and some of them have changed a little, but most of them, a majority of them, are probably exactly the same person, just older and more bitter and more jaded and more cynical and more broke.
Yeah, more of an asshole.
Yeah.
You know, more of a bully.
Right. So that's pretty much, I mean, but that's how it is about 50% of the, maybe a little over 50% of the people usually are fucking selfish assholes. And then you got, you know, a bunch of segments of people who are less and less assholes till you get people that can't be an asshole, which sometimes that even isn't a good thing. Like, oh, we just all need to love each other and get along. No, we need to get this shit aired out. You know what I mean? This problem needs to be fixed. And I think that's kind of what the mentality of the club owner is he's trying to silence it because it makes him look bad in that situation instead. But let's all get along and let's make it safe for everyone. Hey, you're not making it easy or safe for me over here. You know what I'm saying? You're making me look like I'm a fucking monster. So fuck off, dude.
I'll never trust that place, like, ever. Like, I wrote a sign that said, like, I'll never just saying just that, you know, and I mean it.
Yeah, because that's the thing. People get rolled over all the time and they're just used to it. And instead of fighting back against the fucking bullshit, they're like, well, that's the way it is. That's the way it will always be. No, shit changes, but it takes enough people to get pissed the fuck off and actually do something about it, or say something at least, so that other people that can do something about it will. You know, if you get enough people going screaming the same shit, they'll go, we better fucking do something, for, you know, either the company folds,
yeah, I'm surprised there wasn't a kinky appeal or something. Like, there could have been, like, I could have wrote on a chalkboard or work some sort of like mediation out, like to whoever they think I wronged there that night. But like I'm sorry 200 times, and then like 20, 30, 40, 50 spankings or some shit like that. There wasn't even like, come on, be creative about this shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it just sounded like
instead,
someone.
It's like, no, your band's not allowed. Don't come back. Don't.
It sounded like.
It's like, really, did I like attack somebody and get like super violent? Or like, no, you're just saying that I said some shit that I didn't really say, and I would like to clear the air, and they're like, no, none of that.
I just thought of another perspective. Remember the whole selfish thing? Maybe he just doesn't want to deal with it, so it's easier to just say, oh, you just did it and I want you gone, than to actually investigate and find out what happened and like understand and review everything in context of the situation. You know what I mean? But it's much easier to just say, fuck you, you're gone, and I don't want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And then by making making a preemptive strike, what they're doing is by doing the restraining order or whatnot, order of protection, whatever it's called. By doing that,
it's a restraining order.
By doing that, it's like blocking you on Twitter. Oh, I'm gonna argue my point, and then I'm gonna block you, so you can't even respond. So everybody on my side sees my words, and then you can't respond. See what I'm saying? That's pretty much exactly what they do. Yeah. In a legal way. Yeah.
Well, I even said it like these two words specifically. I remember saying when I blogged about this, but he's looking for an easy, lazy way to silence me.
Right, and that's and the legal system has made it that way because that's how businessmen do. That's how businessmen deal with shit. Instead of going, I wonder. You're right. We need to sit down and have a conference between you and the other party and figure this out, or maybe take legal action against one or the other. And because otherwise, what are they really doing? They're trying to silence you for the benefit of who? You know what I'm saying? They're just basically cutting out a patron. You know what I'm saying? Or potential patron.
I was fantasizing about like going advertising for them and shit. Like, I would have, because there's a lot of broken, damaged people out there that are only taught this one particular lifestyle. The prominent one, like, oh, you need to find a significant other, and then you fucking come in them or have them come inside you, and then you have kids, and then you fucking, that's your life, but not everybody wants to live that life, and they don't even know that they don't want to live that life. That's just the only thing they know. So just like the propaganda, it's the only reason people heard, so that's the one that they're going to believe, but they didn't hear any scholarly criticism of that idea, so they don't know anything else, so they just believe the only thing that they know.
Right. Okay, well, here's a perspective that I just thought of. I'm drinking some soda, so I got the burps. What if, is there any reason to believe that the club owner may not be legit who he says he is? You know what I'm saying? Like, well,
that's like, if he's doing this shit to me,
is he just a capitalist and has the club because it makes money, or does he truly believe in the reason for having the club? You see what I'm saying?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But like, if he's doing this to me, I think maybe there's more nefarious things that he's up to.
That's what I was getting at.
This is like so bullying. It is so much like bullying and just so evil and hateful that, like, dude, if you're capable of this, what else are you capable of? Are my thoughts.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at earlier when I was talking about my daughter, is that if someone's capable of doing, saying that they're one way and then treating you then another way, then obviously there's a disconnect in their reality, or they're a sociopath, or something. And then,
well, there are, like, my friends that are addicted to meth. They lie to my face all the time. Even till this day, they'll say they don't do it. And it's like, dude, I just saw the bubble in your hand, and you're acting insane. Like,
yeah, so that's just the way that people are. We're protective of ourselves. We're judgmental of ourselves, and we we just don't want
Judgmental of others, you mean, right?
no, we're judgmental of ourselves. So this is what we do. We think, oh, this person thinks this about us, so we'll lie to make them think this other thing. But guess what? People are observant. We're pattern seeking. We see what you're doing, and we know better. And then you lie to us, and we feel fucking like, you know, it makes us feel bad because why are we being lied to by the people that are supposed to, you know, be our friends or family or whoever, you know? And that's if you, and being a normal human, you want to help those people out. You want to help fix their situation. You want to, you know, guide them toward the light, whatever. But most people are selfish. They have their own objectives and their own paths, and where they want to go with it is probably not what you would do. And it's easier to just go with it than to fix the fucking problem for them in their mind. But in reality, if they took a moment to reflect and say, hey, this is who I am and this is what I like and this is what I'm gonna fucking do, it would actually make it easier for them. You know, I have an uncle, he's never come out and been like, I'm a crackhead, but I don't give a fuck what you think about me. But he's also been like, hey, I'm gonna work my 5-day 12-hour shifts and take care of my kid during the week, and then when he's at his mom's on the weekend, I'm gonna get high as fuck and do coke and crack with the band, and we're gonna fucking jam out for 24 hours straight and not give a fuck. And that was his let go. But that motherfucker was at work at 7 a.m. every goddamn Monday through Friday. You know what I'm saying? So
I was actually just talking with some homeless. Oh, continue.
No, I had one sentence ago. He's just capable of doing that, and a lot of people aren't. So they don't know those type of people, and so they don't see that because most people can't do that.
I was going to say about that chick. Like there was a homeless chick that stopped by yesterday, and I occasionally see her. She comes by to like shower, and I occasionally wash her clothes. And actually, this isn't the chick that I normally do this for. So anyway, so she this particular individual has a couple kids, and she's struggling with her dope addiction. But I told her something that she might not have thought too much on, and I hope she does, because like look, the meth is really bad for you, but if you get your life together and you feel yourself slipping, you know, like you're allowed to have fun. So if she gets her life together, she feels herself slipping, or even she just wants to have some fun, like go do some cocaine on the weekend or some shit on your own time.
I was gonna say
and then show up to work the next day you have work.
Yeah,
right? You can have both is what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, everybody needs to have some kind of let loose. Maybe she just needs to find I don't know, maybe a group or somebody that she could have fun with, like a bowling team. I'm not saying like she likes bowling, but I'm just saying something like that she may be interested in, that kind of preoccupies her time when she's feeling like she needs to do that to kind of get it out. I mean, drugs aren't always the best thing for people who are addicted to other drugs. I'm not saying that people can't do that, but I'm not going to suggest it. I'm not going to suggest against it because I don't know any better. I'm not a doctor, blah, blah, blah. But there's so many different outlets that people don't even know they have. Like, I'm a pothead, and I could just sit around and smoke weed all day and just stare at the fucking corner of the wall just being high. But I also love movies and video games, so I might smoke a bong and then go upstairs and hit the arcade and be in there for 6 hours straight and not think about nothing but arcade games.
I have not played an arcade game in forever. Like a straight up arcade machine, like you have a few refurbished or brand or like mint edition ones or whatever.
Well, but these are just the arcade one-ups. They're just the little tiny half-size ones. I had one big one, but I got rid of it.
I mean, those are still arcade machines. Come
on,
like you could
I was just saying they're not like $1,000 machines or nothing. But what I was getting at is it's easy to get distracted with something completely different, and it's like, oh, I look at the clock and it's like, holy shit, it's been 6 hours and I haven't even thought about smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't high that whole time. I was high for probably the first hour or two, and then that next 4 hours I had an adrenaline rush, or I was just, just so preoccupied and focused on what I'm doing.
You were just really engaged.
Yeah, engaged, and
We're in the zone, man.
it didn't matter what was going on outside of that. So that a lot of people don't. And to me, playing games is like fantasy and release, and I let go of the outside world for at whatever time that might be, so I'm not stressed about that. And so it's like a tiny micro vacation, and people need that throughout the week. And I mean, I don't do that every day. Probably once a week I do something like that, where I just spend half the day just not doing anything but just something fun and distracting. And
yeah, kind of recharging your batteries.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there's people out here, people are addicted to shit. Like, I was smoking that what's it called, it was like synthetic herb back 5-10 years.
Oh yeah, man, I was just about to suggest that, but I forget the name of it.
Anyway, I was smoking that shit, and I was having like meth head behavior. I was selling off my old retro games, some of it that I can't even get back now, and I feel so fucking stupid for that shit. And I was asking my daughter for money because she had just started working at the time. So yeah, it was about 5 or 6 years ago. And I mean, I'd always repay her back when I got my check, but then I'd be broke again and have to ask her for more money, because I would just buy it up and smoke it up. And like, I'd wake up at 2 a.m. and fucking, I have to be at work. I have to wake up for work at 5 a.m. to be at work at 6. And I would wake up at 2 a.m. and spend an hour getting high, and then try to get back to sleep for another hour or two. And then I'd end up staying up all day and like taking a nap at lunch type of shit, and it was like meth head fucking behavior. And I thought about stealing shit. I never actually did, but I was thinking about that type of shit. And then one day I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I'm saying? I need to just, if I'm going to do drugs, I might as well just smoke weed and just fucking take some fake pee with me to work or something. You know what I'm saying? Which I eventually, I did for like the last few months I was there. But thankfully
that synthetic
I didn't get hurt
shit made me feel like shit.
Oh yeah.
I remember smoking it once, and that was it. I was like, no, hell no.
Well, this is the thing. As long as I didn't overdo it, it made me feel amazing. And then you take one extra hit too many, and yeah, you feel sick and fucking, yeah, like you go through instant withdrawal syndrome and shit. It's fucking crazy. And I can imagine that someone that's on something like meth or fucking whatever they may be hooked on, that shit's probably harder for them to, to control. Whereas, the stuff that I was doing was, yeah, that's it. I couldn't remember. I remember one of the brands was Scooby Snacks. I got that stuff all the time. But anyways, that was like the one that I could smoke the most of without getting sick. But man, I knew people that was smoking joints of that stuff and they would be fine, and I'm just like, holy fuck, I'll smoke 3 1-hitters and fucking tripping balls like I was
maybe
on
they
5
got like a
hits
really
of acid.
shitty brand and it wasn't as potent.
No, I mean, like,
I
I would, I would buy enough to, share sometimes when I first got into it, and before I started just buying it up and smoking it all to myself, because I was, like I said, having those behaviors. And
I don't even think it's a true synthetic weed either. Like, it's just like branded as a synthetic weed without really being it.
Check this out. It's potpourri with chemicals sprayed on it. My friends found this out, and
is that why it tasted like incense when I was fucking smoking it?
That's exactly what it is. It's a smokable potpourri blend, and with chemicals sprayed on it that were similar to the effects of THC. So, and then they got worse and worse because they started banning those things. The federal government banned those chemicals. So once they banned those chemicals, they had to change it. change the the chemical
formula.
composition of it, but they tried to keep it the same, but you can't do that, so it started to get more into like.
Well, that's the same thing with my poppers, man. It's like this safer available fucking popper that they just allowed over the counter in Australia last year in 2020. Fucking like that shit's banned in America, and it's like fuck you. Why is this safer fucking thing that tears up my body less fucking not available, and I have to take this more dangerous shit? It's like, oh.
Well, because a lot of it is probably because of like the pharmaceutical industry lobbies for shit, which is
just evil people in positions of power, like
yeah, it's all money motivated.
But they're like, we need to allow this less safer chemical here because we like our renter boys and everything, and they enjoy their poppers, so we'll still allow some of it, but not the safer version. All right, it's like fuck you.
That and our simple, good, God-fearing Americans are gonna stick to their alcohol and cigarettes, and we'll all be fine because none of us, as long as we have a job, are gonna have any issues. And then like half the people are fucking hardcore alcoholics or drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? And then the other half are closeted about it. And and then you find out it's like, I fucking knew it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It just seems that way to me. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there. A lot of people being a small percentage. What's that?
Sorry, T-Rex. I had an ADHD moment there. I was just kind of staring at my monitor, and you were like talking, and I just kind of, I figure I'll tell anyone when it happens. I totally just wasn't paying attention for like 45 seconds or 30 seconds or whatever it was. Sorry.
My girlfriend will be telling me a story, and I'll do the same thing. I'll be like, you got to repeat that. And she'll start with like the last 2 words she said. And I'm like, no, you got to go back to like here.
No,
she's like, that was like 5 minutes ago. I'm like, well, I'm sorry.
You don't
I got
go
distracted.
back 5 minutes, but maybe a minute at this point. I don't know. But yeah, people online could so easily do this. And it's like, no, I don't have a back button right now. I just have an end call button with the number pad. That's it.
God damn, wouldn't that be amazing to have that? Like, I've played a couple games where you have that little reverse button, and you're like, oh God, I'm falling. I better hit the reverse button.
Oh, I did that with emulators. Yeah, it's like, oh shit, I fucking made a mistake. Let's undo this.
Yeah, so,
I know the angry video game nerd labels it the beat a game button, but it's my, oh shit, I done fucked up, wait button.
Yeah, I actually designed a game for kids. It was called Can Do, and it was about a can of green beans who would like do little like missions, but they were all help based, but they were also like learning based, like help A find B, and then you basically just got to get to the end of the level, and like it's just cool. Like super child, like 3 to 5 year old range, and
yeah.
And that was one of the buttons is you could, if you got hit, you had a limited like about a second and a half.
I done fucked up button, but
to reverse, to reverse, and you could hold it all the way back to the beginning of the level if you wanted. It was basically a record feature on the program I was using, and basically just recorded the gameplay in the background, and then when you hit that button, it would just reverse every step that it had recorded. And man,
you program it similarly like the emulators, like pretty much like you just like record the memory, right, and then you're able to play that back.
So by doing that, I made it so that basically, since it was a kid's game, and now if I had made like an adult version where it was like the can of green beans had a machine gun that shot peas or something at carrots, and they all like exploded, like looked like tomato juice everywhere, because that's the type of stuff I normally would make, then yeah, it would have been completely different. But since it was for kids, I was like, well, kid get in a situation, oh man, I screwed up, how do I fix that? They just so I always thought that was kind of a neat little feature. But man,
it is,
I think if life had something like that, Holy fucking shit! What was that on? Like, I don't know if you watch Rick and Morty. He had something similar to that. It was like I watched
a few seasons, but then I stopped. I need to finish. That's on the to-do list.
Anyways, Rick made a device, and it's basically you set a marker. Now you hit the button, right? Okay, so now that's your back. That's your spot you'll come back to. So now you can go fuck around in traffic. You get hit by a car and you're like dying. You hit that back button. A car is about to hit you. Hit the back button. You're gone. You know, the car never even hits you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're back where you hit that marker. You know, so
yeah.
It was a pretty good episode. Obviously, it being Rick and Morty, there's a twist.
Was it the one where they had multiple like Ricks and Mortys, and then they had to because going through the portal, you're technically teleporting to another universe, and then you got to get rid of the Rick and Morty in that one and replace them.
If I believe it's not that episode, but it's in that season.
Okay. I stopped watching. I was watching Dexter for a little bit, and that was really an interesting show because there's so many when I lived with my grandma and we watched, she watched a lot of TV. It was always that NCIS and Criminal Minds, and it's these super fucking forensic people, doing, and you catch the bad guy, and that's, typically the formula for every episode. And so this was a change of the usual stuff, and it has that moral ambiguity in there that I really enjoy, because he's like a serial killer, but he's has codes, and he's like, no, I only kill killers. And then it's like when you just think of it oh, a serial killer, well, fuck that guy. But wait a second, you add in this one element to it, which is his rules and everything.
Yeah, he only kills murderous assholes.
Ambiguity.
Right.
Yeah, you got an asshole murderer that's murdering other assholes.
Yeah, he's the bully. Right. So yeah, you can get on his side because he's the anti-hero or a vigilante of some sort. But well, just the anti-hero.
I'd
rather him on the streets than the pedophiles who are strangulating 6-year-old boys because they told their parents last week or something. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I know vigilanteism is only looked up upon in the movies and if it's done in real life. But I mean, there's some fun with the show that I just it plays with my it gets me thinking. And it's just kind of engaging, and I'm trying to predict things, and it's just, kind of like how I felt, I think, with Game of Thrones. And they got me. They fucked with me a few times, but I swear I called the Arya thing when they still hadn't released the last season, and I'm like, no, it's gonna be Arya. And then my buddy is like, no, it's gonna be Jon Snow, and I'm like, no, dude, this chick is obsessed with death, man. She is fucking gonna fuck that shit up. And lo and behold, I saw that episode, the Winterfell, the battle for Winterfell, and I was like, called it, bitches. Yeah. I think I actually called it on my Facebook, which I had done deleted. But I didn't put it on my Twitter yet. I wasn't really using my Twitter much at the time. And yeah, my bad.
No biggie. That's one show that I planned on watching as soon as it was done. I was going to binge watch it because my girlfriend watched it religiously. And then the last episode, or maybe the last.
Oh shit! I just spoiled shit for you.
It's not a big deal. I was tuning it out just to not. I honestly blacked it out, and I don't remember a word you said. I know what you were talking about, but I purposely blocked it out.
I was kind of vague about it.
I got selective viewing, and plus I don't know who the characters are.
Released in 2018.
But anyway,
it was released 3 years ago. Is that spoiling? I don't know.
Yeah, it's enough time. But what I was getting at is the only reason I haven't watched it is because my girlfriend was upset at the last episode or two. She was like, I don't know what's going on. They had this episode that was dark and everything was lit by fire, but it was hard to see everything.
Oh,
and she was like, I don't know if that was our TV is going out or what the hell is going on. And then the next episode was fine, and she was like, what the fuck is going on, you know?
Oh, they got a lot of complaints about the darkness of that. Just because these LED TVs, and people normally don't mess around with the settings or anything, but you need to like turn it up.
Yeah, we turned it up all the way to the brightest, like vibrant setting or whatever it's called, and it barely worked. Because I was like, that's too fucking dark.
I had an app for my tablet that I watched it on, and the app would increase the brightness like from 100% to 200%, so you can make it extra bright, and that helped out.
That's probably for like
also watching it in the dark when it's night outside, because I watched all the Game of Thrones when I was homeless in my van. So like during the daytime when it was all bright and everything, it was still hard to see the screen even with the brightness up. But then when it got dark outside, it made the screen much easier to see.
Yeah, I tend to, if I watch the first episode when something airs, then I might watch the whole season if I get hooked in. But if I miss the first couple episodes, I'll just be like, I'll wait till it can stream, you know, or whatever. And then
I did that with Breaking Bad.
I was
able to watch start to finish.
Yeah, I did that same thing, and man, I was hooked. I watched that show in like the whole entire show.
Oh, that was perfect from beginning to end. I mean, there might be like one episode where it was like, you know, but like the ending of Breaking Bad was not as good as the ending of Game of Thrones. But Game of Thrones kind of maintains that throughout most of the thing, and then you might as well finish their laziest season with the fewest episodes, the fewest rushed episodes, to just give you a clue of how they fucked this up. And I don't know what these producers are fucking thinking, like rushing all this stuff. Like,
well, they're trying to subvert expectations. If you give people exactly what the books say, or what, you know, if it's like a graphic novel like Walking Dead or something like that, if you give them exactly what that says, then the people who've read it are like, if it's not like perfect. And the people who haven't, it doesn't matter, because you can give them whatever you want, you know. So that's kind of their mentality as well. We can change it enough that the fans of it will get it, but the people who don't really, you know, pay attention to it, they just watch it because it's something to watch, those people will get enough out of it, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, movies and books and comics and all that, they have the right to be their own separate thing, you know, with sharing similarities. But, you know, like, because I do kind of complain about that, is like, there's people that grew up on the comics and they're like, oh my god, this fucking movie, you know, in the comics it was like this and that, and it's like, dude, it's a movie, though, and it's trying to be its own thing. Yes, there's similarities from the comics, but, you know, as long as it's, like, done well and entertaining, and, like, they kind of dropped the ball. Like, to explain how they rushed the Game of Thrones, is there was two images, that one with the Starbucks coffee cup on
I remember that.
The table.
Then
the plastic bottle on the ground right next to some guy's foot.
That's so funny.
And yeah, that's how rushed that shit was. That's how rushed, and they weren't thinking.
They had it blurred out by the reader. They had all that blurred out.
Yeah, we know this.
Cut over. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think they, after people started pointing it out, then they, you know, they're like, oh yeah, we're re-airing this, and we're scrubbing the internet of this, but you can still find it. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, you can still find at least clips and photos and whatnot. Well, I was just saying, like...
Oh, yeah, there's no getting rid of that.
As soon as they found out, they fixed it, but, yeah, you can't erase everybody's memory of remembering that, obviously.
Well, I mean, come on, like, in a few decades, all these people are going to die off, and some new ones are going to come in, and they're not going to know.
Yeah, but that'll be some fun trivia. Now the Game of Thrones, whatever season, new version of it is, because I hear they're making like another, like,
oh yeah, it's a prequel.
Yeah, so they could
like
do as many
of Dragon or something.
They could do as many of those for each of the whatever groups. I don't know how they categorize them, but each of the lands or whatever, the ruling lands or whatever.
I mean, they could have gotten into all these side stories with all these fucking awesome ass characters. You know, they could have brought characters that had died off back for some interesting little side things, but it's always this lazy, oh, let's do like a prequel, guys, is the fucking big thing nowadays. and it's just like, man, there was so much shit in between that you just fucking brushed over, that like you could have, you got this great detailed fucking story, and then you could have made that even more detailed.
Kind of like
know,
Enter the Matrix was for the Matrix, where it's like maybe it was for the Matrix Reloaded or something, but it's basically
the Animatrix.
No, it's. I think
I don't. What is this Enter the Matrix? Oh my god!
Enter the Matrix is a video game. It was. I don't remember if it was online at all, but it was basically the side characters. You didn't get to play as Neo or Trinity, but you got to play as all the side characters. And I'm pretty sure it was from the second sequel. It was supposed to be like bridge the gap between Reloaded and Revelation. And so it was between those, I think, and basically it was the side missions that led up to the ending of the second one, and the beginning like just overlapped just barely on the beginning of the next one. So it kind of gave you a little sneak peek. Yeah, I remember after you beat it, it gives you like a trailer of the next movie. So it was kind of if they did TV shows and movies like that, holy fuck. Oh yeah, well, it was a horrible game, but it was a great idea at the time. It was way ahead of its time, obviously, but the gameplay,
like the video game engine is so key to like its success.
Well, I mean, it wasn't completely broken, but it was just like hard to control, because I mean, how do you fucking do bullet time and kung fu and running around with guns?
They did it in Max Payne.
Well, yeah, but that was a couple years later, and Max Payne basically stole the formula and just did it better, which they had something they had the floor to work from, you know what I mean? So I loved Max Payne,
man. That's pretty old, and that's when a lot of video game developers were kind of making mistakes, kind of working with the 3D engine, which was kind of newish at the time, because a lot of games a decade prior, it was like side-scrolling.
Yeah,
mainly.
Right. Yeah. So they had just gotten to a point where it was like realistic human animation and all that. Man, that intro of that game is fucking wicked and wild. It's fucking insane. Do you remember it?
No, well, I never played the game.
Oh, really?
Ever. I missed out.
The beginning is insane. So this is how it goes. If I remember correctly, it's like you open your eyes to like this blurry, bright, like rainbow line on the ground. It might be like white and red flickering, and there's like a bright light off in the distance, and you hear screaming and crying of a child. And it's eerie and fucking terrifying, and you there's no instructions of what to do, but you have like, you're compelled to run toward the light, and then you wake up in the character, and then the game starts. But you have to like jump off at the end of the, like right at the end. Okay, so you're running on this line, and you just hear the screaming getting louder, and then it's like more layers of screaming and crying and more. It gets crazy, and then at the end, the line starts to fade out and disappear, and you don't know the first time. You just kind of fall off the edge, but you're supposed to jump at the end, like you're supposed to jump into consciousness or something. I don't know if you've ever done that in a dream where you're like falling, or you jump and you like have that like startle. It's kind of like that, and you like wake up, and now you're
right before I hit the ground. I wake up.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's that like feeling you get, but it's like in a game. It's fucking weird. But the intro to that.
I think sometimes I actually make impact in my dreams. Now that I think about it, I think like it's like right before or right when I hit the ground, I like wake up.
Oh yeah,
because it's like I hit the ground and I twitch really hard, and that twitch is like actually something that overrides my
Yeah,
we become paralyzed when we're sleeping.
I wake up from that shit.
And then I'm still feeling that emotion for like a half hour afterwards, like I could forget all the details and everything, but I'd still feel that emotion and like being upset and everything for a while after waking from such a dream.
I have a book that I got from the goddamn podcast. It's all about like interpreting your dreams, and when I read that book, it's so uncanny, like how accurate it is, because it'd be like, if you have this type of dream, it means that you're financially unstable and you're stressing about it. Or if you're having this type of dream, it's because you've been working out too much and your muscles are aching. It's like, holy fuck, what the hell? How does that happen? Or, my girlfriend will explain her dreams, and I'm observant enough to understand what's going on in her life. I'm around most of the time when she's not at work. So I can totally relate. I'll read part of that book and like, holy shit, that explains exactly. And it's weird how
sounds interesting.
Our dreams are like subconscious movies. Like our brain interprets certain things, and it's like it almost feels like if your brain was like a computer system and it's doing like compressing the file, and then you're accessing it out like when you're not logged into it or something, you know what I mean? Like you have some kind of access to it, so it's like a corrupted file. It's
the thing we don't like to talk about. It's like our lack of free will, like our dreams, like our unless we're having a lucid dream, but it's like our subconscious. Everything that we dealt with throughout the day, kind of what you're getting at, right?
Yeah. It's so weird how that works. And I mean, I don't always have dreams, and when I do, they're not usually super specific, but like the imagery in it is very vivid, but not like some people, when they explain their dreams, it's like, wow, that was the weirdest TV show. That was like an episode of Rick and Morty or something. The wildness of the shit that you were talking about. I can't imagine going through that in my dream. And my dreams are like, I even made a video about it, is like one of the major recurring dreams I had is, especially when I was young, is I would be floating in space, just floating, not falling, not like moving really much. Maybe if I am moving, I'm just barely floating. And then there'll be like, instead of stars and planets, it would be like fruits and vegetables. And then I could like reach out and grab a grapefruit or something. Then I'd wake up and I'd be holding an orange, like I went to the fridge or whatever, the fruit bowl, and grabbed one. And
you technically just pulled something from the Matrix, is what you did.
Yeah, that's I would wake up with an orange and be like, what the fuck? And I go in the kitchen and it'd be missing from the fruit bowl. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I obviously sleepwalked, and but nobody ever noticed me doing it, but it obviously happened. Or maybe I did pull it out of my dream, like.
Well, I mean, maybe someone, like, in the slim chance, like, someone fucking with you, or just not even they're trying to fuck with you, they just put an orange in your hand,
and then
and they don't
felt
really
that texture, and then subconsciously realized it was orange, and then that became part of my dream or something. Yeah, that
So since you read
possible.
this book, I've been meaning to ask. Sorry, finish the thought. I'm sorry.
No, that's it. That's it. You said you were going about the book?
Yeah, the book that you read. Like, I know when I was in jail after being attacked, after being, like, abused and traumatized in, like, so many fucking ways, like, I would have dreams. Nightmares, but I guess you could technically call them a dream.
Well, yeah.
Dreams could be good or bad.
Right.
But, anyway, so, like, I would have a dream about being done wrong and then being locked up and then going through this, like, horrific process, and then, like, I'll wake. I mean, I don't know if I, like, went to trial in these. Like, I probably should have documented it better when I was in jail. I did a lot of documenting, by the way, but not everything was documented. Just because of limitations that, like, you're in jail and shit.
Right.
I would have nightmares about that, and then I would wake up, but then I would still be in that situation, then there's that brief moment when you wake and you're like, oh, it was just a dream.
Then you're like, fuck.
And then, and then that feeling comes back. Like, you have that feeling of relief, but then that relief fades away because then you're like, oh, fuck, that's exactly what's happening right now.
Maybe I'm glad I
had a lot of those.
Maybe I'm glad I don't have dreams like that.
I still have them every now and then. I've been dreaming or having nightmares lately. It's a mixed bag, really. But ever since that CPAP machine,
Well, you're getting
really has
oxygen
been
to your
bringing
brain.
back
They say people
well,
who
even
smoke
like it's just
excessive amounts of weed tend to not have very many dreams, or not very not really complex, like vivid dreams, I guess, like memorable dreams. Whereas sometimes I'll
I
wake
think
up
that's
and be
maybe
like,
why I smoke so much.
I'll wake up and be like, man, I know I had a weird dream, but I can't remember a split second of it. I just have a weird feeling that I had a weird dream, and I don't remember
Yeah,
anything.
you remember the feeling. You don't remember what it was about. You just have that feeling from it,
Right.
you know, which is
Well, my girlfriend,
it's
man,
totally
she'll wake
human.
up and tell me like a story for like an hour. I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy. That'd be like a sick ass movie or TV series. We should write all this shit down. This is fucking nuts. I think that's what Stephen
Oh
King
man!
did.
Oh, speaking of which, I don't wake up from these dreams screaming. Okay, like I hate that depiction in movies. How people have like a
Yeah, I
fucking really
never
horrific
have.
dream, and they're like waking up, you know, like "Ah!"
Maybe
it's like no,
maybe sweaty and feeling anxious or something. But yeah.
yeah, tense, anxious, just emotionally upset, like that sick. Like, dude, you need like, man, there's like a certain sinking gut feeling, like a horrible feeling that you have when you get wronged, and especially like when you're in jail, when you're being jailed. And oh yeah, you have experienced this. Okay, so when you were in jail after being arrested for your stupid mistake,
Right.
like that feeling that you had, do you remember that? And that like horrible feeling, like I done fucked up, I'm in big trouble.
A lot of
But
regret.
it's
a
like
lot
that
of
feeling,
remorse.
but it's
a lot of anxieties, and because I didn't know what was gonna happen, and a lot of fear of the unknown and all that shit. It's all a big combination of fucking.
and I've been there myself when I legitly done wrong. Like, I mean, I guess, when I was 15 years old, I broke into my high school. So therefore, I went through this process before. But this time, like when you get done wrong like that, it's an even like worse feeling, than the feeling that you get. It's a similar feeling. So you can, people could relate, but it's that like additional layer or two or three of like, what the fuck am I doing here? I was the one that was attacked. What the fuck is going wrong? Like, who's going to take care of my cat? Why is this happening to me? And just like, I keep doing the right things, and it's just like, and then I just, nothing but punishment. I don't fight back because I'm really not able to. When my family attacks me on Illinois, I fight back out here in the most minimal amount of way, and then I end up punished. Although I won the case, I still lost everything, and then nobody would sue for me, and that's really upsetting too. It's like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to rehash all this shit. I fucking talked to you about this already, but
Well,
I
there may
guess
be
it's
somebody
helpful to
listening that hasn't heard any of this.
the first time.
Yeah, so it's not a big deal. You kind of summarized most of that pretty easily, and easily understandable.
It's getting easier the more that I talk about it, too. So and yeah, because like the very first time I did talk about this, when I had my moment of despair, I think in October or September, when I deleted all these things off my YouTube, and I'm like, fuck it, nobody cares. I just fuck it, when I masturbate, I don't find America attractive no more after I orgasm, and I was just having my shitty thoughts. I deleted, a lot of that. First one was really, I mean, it was helpful, it was therapeutic, I would say, but it was definitely messy. Very messy. And I think nowadays, I don't know if you noticed the difference, but like from that shit, like when I first talked to TJ back in June or May, or I think it was May, maybe, compared to now, I think I made improvements. I don't know.
Right. Well, there's a lot of complexities and a lot of details to all the shit that's going on. I mean, like if I have people in my life that are like, man, you should just I'll tell them like a snippet of a story, and they'll be like, man, you should tell that story online, because people would hear that and be like, wow, that's fucking insane. You can't just make that shit up. And then I think about how like many details and how long it would take to explain everything and all the people involved and everything about that person, so they can get a kind of idea of why that person might do that thing. And it's just like, holy fuck, the undertaking. And just to explain like one day in my life would take fucking weeks or months just to fucking get out published, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it's just too over fucking whelming. I'm just not gonna do it. I'll just say the little stories that I can get out, or the snippets of them when I get a chance, and people will learn about that, you know? Because it's one thing to like remember something and to vent about it and to get it out, and it's a whole nother thing to like go over every fucking nerve-wracking detail that dredges up memories.
Oh, dude, I don't think I even mentioned this yet, but it's a really, like, we're speaking of these little details and everything. During when was it? I think it was in 2013 when I was homeless, and I was going to like DuPage pads and everything. It's this place where they have like a shelter in a new town every night. But that's also like the way that they had it is like people left the shelter in like the morning, this temporary shelter usually set up at a church or something, and the people would leave and immediately start heading to the next place, because that's how long it took. Like, well, I mean, they might have 2 or 3 hours to spare once they got there, you know, and just relax from the long ass walk they just had. But that's like, you're just sustaining their situation. And I mean, it was helpful and not helpful. But anyway, I met this couple. I totally forget the chick's name, but this could totally be researched because this has a police report attached to it. And I must have helped. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it was a stupid mistake or not, but she wanted some alcohol. And whether she was just underage or just above age, I forget. But the boyfriend is going through AA. So I got to have a very negative reaction towards alcohol instead of just dealing with it. It's like me quitting smoking cigarettes and yelling at the person at the fucking bus stop for smoking a cigarette near me. It's like, I got to deal with that shit,
right?
Not, you know, someone else. But anyway, whether I made a mistake or not, the dude, you know, like I was homeless and I helped them out with rides and I helped them out in the past. And so they offered me to crash at their motel room. And I mean, the chick wants to unwind, and I didn't really think anything of it. And I don't even was thinking about the AA shit really that much. To be, you know, like, I'm at this moment in my life, I'm all traumatized, and I either just got done with the medications that were fucking with my head, or I'm still taking them, and I'm still just way fucked up. So I'm just not making the brightest decisions. And either way, I didn't think it was a big deal. I crash out at their motel. It's just a chick. We don't have sex or anything. I'm not like if I got permission from the dude and they were in a polyamorous relationship, that would be one thing. But it was just like, she, you know, and the dude rented the hotel. I slept there, and I woke up to like all this fucking like violence and shit, and I had left immediately. And then because the dude was upset that I'd helped her with some alcohol, but it's like, man, she wants to get a little drunk and maybe give you a blowjob, and you come in here with all this fucking, you know, piss and vinegar. Like, what the fuck? You're just like, you know, such a vibe killer, not to sound like a super hippie or something, you know. But it's
maybe,
like, man,
maybe that's why she needed a fucking
here.
drink, because he was fucking on edge.
I know, right? You know, it's like, that's what I hate about these recovery programs. They're like, you got to stay away from all drugs forever. It's kind of like, you know, how they teach it. And just like what I was explaining to that one chick yesterday, it's like, look, they're going to, like, you know, tell you that, you know, you got to live a new life, you know, and drugs were in your past, and there's going to be no drugs in your future. And it's like, man, you're probably going to be taking some RXs. Drugs are okay. It's just like that meth is too addictive.
Yeah, you got to find the one that balances you. Yeah. Like,
and then do it on your own time. Go, like you worked hard this week. You deserve to do a line and to have some dude eat you out or some shit like that. This is, America, all right? What the fuck?
Don't ruin your kid's
Show
life
torque
by
on Monday
spending their
at
college
8
fund or something. Yeah, there's.
Oh yeah, don't sell your college kids fund off or something.
Right.
Speaking of which, my dad had a CD for me, like that I heard about, like from like the 80s to 90s, but I don't know whatever happened to that after he died. I swear, my mom, fucking selfish ass bitch.
Well, I hate to end it on that note, but I just realized what time it is, and I gotta hit the road. So it's been wonderful talking to you today, and we talked about so much different stuff. I'm gonna have to put like chapters on this video or something.
Well, you don't, dude, don't work too hard on this because there could be someone else in the future. I appreciate what you're doing already. Just having the nice chats. And putting it up in the raw is even fine.
I basically just skimmed through it and try. Like when the guy knocked on your door, that was like right before 44 minutes. So I put a mark. So I'll just go look at those, check that out. It takes a few seconds to cut out a little snippet, and then I render that.
Yeah, and I was coughing once really bad.
Yeah, I might cut out some of that because you did talk between those. But I'll go through. I'll see those spots because like when you cough, it's like the wave file gets real big there. But
what do you use?
I just use Audacity. No, I used to use Audacity. I use Dark Audacity, which is made by different people, but it's
Dark Audacity.
Yeah, it's the same idea, and since Audacity was open source, they took out all the bullshit that's like tracker bullshit that Audacity has in it. So, and it's free. And it's probably one of the most...
I have Audacity right now, but it's not. It doesn't function like it used to in 2012.
Yeah, you should uninstall it and get Dark Audacity because it's basically worthless now.
The shit. It's basically the shit is what you're saying. I could just select and easily do things common sense likewise, because I grew up like learning like all these programs like Micromedia Flash, but also like Micromedia Act, like back in the 90s, which was like a primitive version of Flash. I remember, I think it was Act 2.0 or 2.5 that I fucking played with. I don't know.
I could talk about this stuff all day, but I do have.
Yes. You got responsibilities. I'm sorry.
It's no biggie. So we'll keep in contact, and we'll talk again soon. And I'll try to get this video up in maybe the next 3 or 4 days. I was getting at, it doesn't take very much to actually do the video. I just use those 2 slides of our faces and stretch out the video, stretch out that photo till it's as long, and then add the intro and ending. So, and they're already pre-made, so it's.
And then your soft music.
Yeah, well, it's already loaded up on there, so I just gotta deselect tracks that if it's too short, I'll take off a few tracks till it matches up, and then maybe slide a little gap between a couple to make them the right length, and then it literally takes me like 15 minutes to make the video. It's just rendering takes like 9 hours because my computer is fucking.
Oh yeah.
But
well, hey,
basically, if I hit render, it takes till tomorrow, basically. But
I want to start doing this stuff myself too, so you could always like not now. I'm not prepared quite yet, but I might start tinkering around. And there's someone associated with the GDP that wants to chit chat with me and do other stuff. So maybe I'll start using Paint.net more frequently and making interesting overlays and editing videos and all that shit. So in the near future, hopefully you can just toss this to me and then I can just go through it.
Yeah, just
do you ever find it odd that you listen to yourself? Like, it sounds so odd to me when I hear myself talk.
Well, I've been recording music for so long, I'm used to it.
But, okay, I still have that. I'm not used to it, I guess.
Well, okay. So anyways, I really got to go now. So you have a good one.
Sorry. My ADHD will talk forever.
I totally understand. I got a half-hour gap, but I'm like 5 minutes into that. I got plenty.
Yeah. All right. Peace, man.
Anyways, you have a good one, and I'll get up with you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Peace. Bye.
All right. Well, that concludes this talk, and man, we talked about all kinds of stuff. It was just digression after digression, but hey, that's how you get stuff out there in the open and kind of easily flowed. So I think we had fun here today. So you guys, if you want to watch more of this, make sure you hit that subscribe and the notification bell, and there'll be videos posted soon. So you guys have a good one. Bye bye.